JJ Vines and welcome back to my creative writing series. Today I'm going to be talking to you about wooden characters. So this will be something that you'll have heard about or seen in films or read in books where the characters are flat, boring, and it's described as wooden because they're stiff, they don't move much, there's no life in them, like a stick figure. So a wooden character is essentially a character that only exists in your story for the story. Which sounds like a good thing. Of course this character only exists for the story. I created them for this story. They live when the story starts, they die when the story finishes. That's it, that's how it works. But the problem is, if your character is wooden and stiff and lifeless, your audience isn't going to believe in them. And because your characters are essentially what draw your audience to your story in the first place, if they don't believe in your characters, they won't care about your characters, and then they won't care about your story. And then you'll lose your audience, because if you don't care about the story, why bother reading or watching it, right? So a wooden character, for instance, will react to things only based on what the story needs. A lot of the wooden characters will be the side characters, so your protagonist and your antagonist will be motivated and active and busy, but the side characters, the ones around them, they are essentially props to move around to make your story flow and make your protagonist and your antagonist have their journey. If they only ever react to things based on what is needed in that moment for your character, they will be dull and flat and wooden. You have to treat every single character in your story as if they are the protagonist of their own story, which means they all have to be equally motivated and driven. Now, what motivates your side characters to stop them being wooden? It might be something very simple. It might just be they want to visit their mother, they want to get something to eat. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be a big dramatic conflict. It doesn't. But it does have to be something. Because when they interact with your other characters, your driven and motivated characters, they aren't flat. They have something they care about. They have something they're passionate about. So if your protagonist, for instance, is talking about, well, I want to do this because I want to go to this party. That is where the guy I am interested in is going to be. I want to get to that party so I can meet him. Right? Your antagonist obviously wants to get to the party because she wants to meet him too, and then they bump heads. But your mates, your little guys on the side of it, they want to try and do something for themselves. Now, maybe they want to go to the party too, but they want to meet somebody there. So they're like, yes, but I want to focus on that person. Or perhaps they want to do something first. Maybe they want to go shopping for the right outfit. Maybe they want to get something to eat first. But it's something that they care about, that they are driven by. And if all your characters are driven and motivated as much as your protagonist and your antagonist, your story will be rich and it will be interesting. You just have to work it into how they talk, what they want. You don't need to focus on it. It's not the point of your story. You don't care enough to side adventure this stuff, but you care enough that it's referenced and it's part of who that person is. Another way of making sure your characters aren't wooden, and this goes for your protagonist and your antagonist as much as your side characters, is give them things they care about beyond the scope of your story. If the only thing they care about is the point of your story, it makes them feel as if they only exist in your story. And yes, as I say, I know it's true, they do only exist in your story, and that's fine because that's the point of the story. But if they feel like they only exist for your story, your audience will not care enough because they know that when this story ends, that character's life ends as well. So no matter what happens in the story, the character's life is over because the story is over. You want to make it feel to your audience as if before the credits began at the beginning and after the credits roll at the end, that character has a rich, interesting life the entire time. They need to feel like they have history before the story began and they have a future after the story ends. And to be honest, if you kill them, you really want them to feel like they have a future after the story ends and they just don't get to live it, because that will make it hurt more. So remember that. Remember that they have things they care about. People in their lives, maybe you never meet them in the story, but they matter. Hobbies, interests, passions, goals, dreams, things that have happened to them in their past, things they want to happen to them in the future, outside of your plot. Another thing to think about, your characters have to have vulnerabilities, things that they are worried about. If they are worried, it means that they have fear. It means that there's things that matter. If they feel invulnerable, they will seem inhuman. Inhuman characters, stiff, wooden, uninteresting. Who are they? We all have things we're worried about. We all have flaws. We all have fears. So if your characters don't have things that they are concerned about, things that they think they're not good enough at, things they are scared are going to happen to them, people that they are worried are going to get hurt on their journey, then your story will feel like those characters aren't real. They are stick figures living for the sake of the story, not people. We all have things we're worried about. Your characters should too. So thank you very much for watching another of my videos. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to hopefully keep bringing these to you 3 times a week to help you become a better and more confident writer. Don't forget to comment down below and tell me what you are doing with your characters to make them feel real. Tell me who they are, any of them. I'd love to find out who you're writing, because that way we get to sort of see what kind of people there are in the stories around us. And stories are pretty brilliant, so I would love that. Don't forget you can go to my website, which is jjbarnes.co.uk. Over there you'll find links to my blog, my books, my film, and all the other things that I'm doing, as well as the Creative Writing for Kids page, where I'm putting activities and things, games, things to stimulate kids' imaginations and hopefully find the love of storytelling for them. Thank you very much, and I will be back again soon. Bye.